I am not really sure what is going on today, but I mean the Wi-Fi is it's breaking up. The Wi-Fi is breaking up. Let's see if it happens again. Then we'll end the live. If it happens again, we'll end the live. There is no point doing this like this. All right, cool. So Excel Industries. Let's check out Excel Industries. Network 18 are good structures. Yeah. I saw your doubt about Network 18. We'll check that out as well. Excel Industries, you took an entry around, got in at 11. You got in right here. This is a very bad entry. This is a very bad entry if you got in right here. All right. Please do not take these entries. There is a lot of untested supply right here as well. All right. So kindly do not take these entries. But now that you've taken, I think you'll be able to manage your trade much better than what I would suggest to you. So I'm not sure. I cannot say anything about it because your entry is so high somewhere here that I'm not really sure um, what we can do with it, right? But you should book something definitely. If you're getting some movement after the 20% circuit, you should take something off the table. What is the most important thing to look out for judging structure extended or not? The last base, or the 50 or the last demand, the demand zone of the last base. All right. So let's just pick up let's just pick up Bank Nifty, right? So where is the last base? This is your last base right here. This is your demand zone. So everything here is extended, right? But there is no choice because it might not come all the way down, right? So in the index, there is no choice but to work around it. So if we see another base right here and we see some structure here, then this is a long trade, all right? But in stocks, suppose you're doing intraday in some sector. So let's take the small cap sector. So you see, this was your previous supply, right? And you see what happened here. It went into this zone. There is a little supply zone right here, a little pin bar, which is a very tiny supply zone right here. And the 50 EMA as well. So that is a good confluence. And then you see a down move again. So once this starts to go, now if you see here after this low was made, again there is a tiny base here. I mean it's very, very volatile, but you see these supplies when they started to go, you're seeing an uptrend again. So the last base right here as well, if you see, this was your last supply right here. And then you get an up move, which is below this low. This made the new low. All right. But for me, this is my reference base, right? I'm not really taking a long trade here. All right. So Nifty FMCG, if you see, this was the last base. So this is a very good break of structure right here, right? Once this entire area is cleared out, now it's clear to move on the higher side. All right. Of course, it won't move every single time. You have to see some kind of sideways movement as well before you get to start going up. All right. So all right, what is a break of structure? See, just zoom out on the chart. All right, zoom out on the chart. The problem with break of structure is what will you do in a range bound market? So suppose I'm seeing this one. All right, I'm seeing this one, and suppose I mark the last supply for my break of structure, which is somewhere here. And there's a little supply zone here. Once this is broken, and I mark the demand zone which broke the structure. All right, so this is my demand zone right here. So I'm taking a long trade here. But the problem with this is, you see, you're still not getting any momentum from these areas, right? And it's still coming down. So actually, when you're looking at break of structure, you want to, especially if you're trying to trade momentum, you want to see which supply is it going to, right? When the structure is broken, it immediately tested out the next supply. So when this supply is tested, the break of structure has nothing to do with it anymore, right? It cannot tell you if it's about to go up or down. See, how can you say that this is about to go up, right? There is a fresh supply untested right here. So once it gets tested, it can easily break down again. So the important part is when you're seeing a break of structure trade, you want to get a move only till the last base, all right, and that is not suitable for momentum trading, all right. For momentum trading, you need to see that this supply is starting to get absorbed, right, and this is where this happens. This is your supply which is being created. This is where it happens, and then the thing starts to move in the momentum. With momentum, all right. Here, if you see, the supply wasn't tested at all. That is why you see this sharp rejection, all right. So instead of just looking at the break of structure, also look at where is it going to, right. Again, if you see, there are multiple breaks of structure here. Nothing held really. So what is going on? This supply was tested for the first time, immediate fall. No sign of stability around the supply, all right. So again, these are also breaks of structure. Once this zone is broken, this is a break of structure. But will I take a long in this structure? Absolutely not, because I know there are multiple supply zones which are waiting to reject the price again. All right. So don't just focus on the break of structure. Consider the entire thing which you're seeing on the chart. All right. So if you have to take a long, you should only take sectors which are setting up like this, right? Something like this. In these sectors, there is no point taking a long trade. All right. I wouldn't take a long trade ever here, right? So, but I definitely take a long trade here. You see this flat base, good long. All right. So wait for sectors to set up like this. You'll get multi month moves like this, moves like these in sectors which are setting up properly, and in stocks as well. Especially in illiquid mid caps, there is no point looking at break of structure. See how many times the structure has been broken in the downtrend, right? So multiple times the structure has been broken. So it doesn't really matter what is going on. Always focus on the last base, right? There was a base here. Once this starts to go, then these supplies are very strong. So suppose this base starts to go here, right? This was your demand zone. This starts to go. So even if it downtrends, right? Even if it downtrends and it breaks this high, this is not a good long for me, all right? Because I know these supplies are not tested. So this can be an entire fake base, and then things starts going down again, right? So these things happen very regularly. You should observe these. Why is the break of structure failing? Because of this supply. Why is this thing moving? Because this supply is not showing any reaction. All right. So observe these things, right? It's not that if a structure gets broken, it will keep trending forever. All right, MCX for a short term view. Again, MCX, it's downtrending MCX. There is nothing in MCX right now. There is a demand zone right here. I think it has tested that demand. But again, it's falling in a straight line, and it's not even recovering with the market that much. So I'll be very careful if I'm trying to buy MCX. Do not buy this. RHI Magnus Sita. All right, I'll check that out. Avas Financiaries is good. We've talked about it. The structure is really good, right? One of the best structures in the market right now. So you can definitely look to buy this. All right, the network 18 doubt. I missed that one. Network 18 is also good. Yes, all TV stocks are good. All TV stocks are trending very nicely. Bajaj Holding. All right. Right, Bajaj Holding is good. So promoters are buying this stock. This will not fall. This hasn't fallen in this entire market crash. So I don't think it's falling anytime soon. You can look to buy this. RHI Magnus Sita. All right, cool. Right. So, right. So I was expecting some sideways movement here to get an opportunity to buy this, but this never really did that. Right. So there is no entry for me here, to be honest. You could have entered here. That was it. See, again, the same thing. Supply, flat base, some contraction, thing starts to trend. HSCL good to buy now. All right, let's check it out. HSCL is not trending if I remember correctly. Himadri Speciality. Right. So HSCL is not really trending. You see, we don't want to buy these stocks. Right. Focus on all-time high stocks. That is it. Again, I see stocks like Hero Moto, Graphite. Those are not going anywhere. Right. Those will form very big bases. They are the stock. They've fallen a lot from the all-time high. You want to always look at this high right here. All right. You don't want to buy anything here. Hero Moto is the same thing. It has fallen so much. This is the last auto stock I'll buy, even though it's stronger, even though it's very strong actually currently. But these supplies are not tested. I don't know how it's going to react to these supplies, so I'm not buying this. Bank Nifty view. Bank Nifty I talked about it. I expect it to go sideways here in this area, right? Not exactly an up move, but expect it to go sideways here, right? Until the supply is taken out, there is no long for me, all right? But the bias is definitely still long. So if it comes here, then that would be great, but I don't think it's going to come down. So I wouldn't really participate today in the market. All right. On India 50, if you see, it has taken out this demand zone, which was a crucial demand zone. So there is some bit of bearish flow right now. So wait for the structure to resolve itself if you want to take longs. All right. But shorts, again, the problem with shorts is the supply is right here, and we are here right now. So no shorts as well, right? So I'm not really expecting any momentum, judging based on how far these things are from supply and demand, right? So maybe something like this throughout the day, and then in the later part of the day we might get something. Thirumalai chemical for, yeah, you can buy. It's actually not even falling, if I remember correctly, right? So you can definitely look to buy this. HDIL, nothing in HDIL, nothing until it contracts around this supply. I'm not touching it. All right, Titagarh wagons. Yeah, we're waiting for it to set up. No entry in this right now. You can buy. You can buy here. The promoters bought on this day, I think, on 31st December, which was right here, right? So you can definitely get something here. So if you want to hold for a longer term, you can definitely buy this. All right. Went. All right. Hero Motocorp intraday long at VWAP. All right. I'll check that out. Redington is a. This is a great chart. This is what you want to focus on buying. The problem here is it's far from the demand, right? But why am I expecting a breakout here? Because the index is getting a bit more stable now. All right. So there's a higher chance that this will break out. So see, the way to time breakouts before they actually happen is you want to see a big down day in the index, all right, and then you want to see some stability returning in the index, and during all this time your stock should be going sideways like this, all right. That is when, of course, at the last high, that is when you see that these stocks start to break out. So this is the way to time the index. If you see that the index is going up like this and your stock is sideways, do not buy that. Never buy that. Always wait for a down day in the index and then buy it. Let the index go up 10-15% if it wants to. All right. Always wait for a down day in the index and then look at what your stock is doing. Otherwise, you will get in some very you will get caught in some very bad shakeouts. All right. Escorts is good. We have talked about Escorts again. This is finally at the 50 EMA, so this is good. Praj Industries. Let's check it out. Praj again. Nothing in Praj right now. It broke through this level. Clearly, there it did not test out this supply, so nothing in Praj right now. I would avoid this. It's not trying to break out anytime soon. All right, Hero Motor Corp. You have went long at VWAP. Again, very extended structure. There is no point buying this. right here. Look at where the demand is coming from, right, from this level. So why would you buy here? I discuss this every single day. There is no point buying this here, all right? I've already talked about how you want to do intraday. You want to look at where the last base is, right? So in Hero Motocorp, see, it's a very sideways structure anyway. But see, this was the area which was basically holding, right? So there was no new high right here. So this entirely was a base. So you want to look at these areas to take a long trade if it sets up as your according to your plan, all right? Taking a long here, I don't think this is a good idea, especially when it's this far from the demand. Definitely not. All right, Gulshan polyols. Let's check it out. First, let's hide the VWAP. Again, nothing here. Again, see, this is the same structure right here. You want to wait for this type of contraction at the highest supply. All right, is that happening right now? I don't see that happening right now. All right, Chambal again. It has fallen a lot. You can find better stocks, guys. You can find better stocks. Went India is all right. Went India is all right. Very nice base. It has fallen a lot today, but I think it will recover. This is very liquid as well. Phase 3. All right, what is this? This is good. This is good. This is actually good. Good one. This just wait for some nice candle here, right? Some bullish candle here and then a contraction. Then you'll definitely see some up move. But it's not falling with the market, so that is also good. But this chart I really like. Good one. Iron Industries, all right. Again, the same thing. It's very far from this supply and it's actually liquid as well. So avoid this. Balaji Mines is breaking down. Right. So I talked about Balaji Mines multiple times. I'll just bring that back. Just a second. All right, cool. So here, if you see, this was a demand zone, but this supply wasn't tested, right? It went up again. You see, went up in a V-shaped move, and then it's coming down back again. So you don't want to buy these. Do not buy these structures. They're not going anywhere. Balaji Mines, these are the points to buy. These were the points to buy actually. Nice long here, nice long here, here as well, nice here as well. So look at these structures and then look at this. All right, so it's a clear difference. Aarti Industries as well. We've discussed multiple times Aarti Industries. Until and unless it closes this gap, I'm not buying this. Right, something like this should happen right here. All right, Adani Ports. Adani Ports again. Adani Ports. Nothing is going on in Adani Ports right now. We'll wait for this supply to be tested, which is somewhere here. So wait for that. Don't. There are a lot of stronger Adani stocks. Adani Ports are demand in weekly. I mean, if you want to buy it for an investment or anything, you can buy it, but I wouldn't buy this. I would wait for the supply to be tested. All right. So there are just 2 or 3 steps. You wait for the stock to dip down. Already wait for the stock to test out the highest supply, and then you wait for some contraction and just wait for a bad day on the index to buy your stock, and then you enjoy the breakout. So these are the 3-4 checkpoints which you want to take before taking a swing trade. All right. Do not engage in any other structure if you are trading momentum. All right, and of course follow the sectoral indices as well. Nifty Energy mostly, it's looking really nice, and Nifty Auto as well. All right, Themis Medicare, let's check it out. This is really good. We talked about it yesterday as well. We talk about it almost every day. So this is a good structure. Look at this. This has a high probability of breaking out. All right, FEM Industries. All right, FEM Industries again, nothing. If you see, I took an entry in PM Industries somewhere here. There was a breakout, but it came back down again. So my exit was around this candle, and then there is nothing anymore. Right. So again, see, look at this. I want something here, some action like this, and then a bad day with the index. BEML on higher time frames. All right. Yeah, BEML is good. We have talked about BEML multiple times. It's also not falling a lot actually. So this is a good chart. This supply is still not tested, but you can definitely look to buy this. This is something I definitely keep an eye on. Very nice. And higher time frames, I know it's breaking out through some multi-year highs. IRCTC, the demand is at 780. Bouncing from there again, but now this has been tested multiple times. So ignore this. All right. Personally, what I would want is I'd want a breakout above this range, maybe a test of this supply immediately, and then I'd wait for a bigger range here. So nothing in IRCTC right now. Something like this. See this structure right here. So study how these things close the ranges. All right. This was your supply right here. Breakout, came back down, and now just contracted and closed this entire range before the bigger up move. So there's a breakout and this kind of a movement which can happen in IRCTC if it actually starts to go up. So there is no long here. You can study from these areas itself. Look at this. It's the same thing. All right. Bedmutha Industries. All right. This is good. Good chart. The only problem is this supply is untested. So maybe wait for some sideways action here. But this is definitely good. You can definitely keep an eye on this. Nifty short at 17360. All right. You shorted Nifty at 17360. So somewhere here. I'm not sure why you've shorted there, but I mean, I wouldn't really short this structure, to be honest. This is holding these lows, right? This is holding the 50 EMA. This is holding these lows. So I wouldn't short here, to be honest. We'll might see some breakout on the upside. So if you want to, you can book something out of your shorts. Unsell API. All right, let's check this out. Again, good one, right? But we want this. All right, we don't want this part. Dwarikesh Sugar. All right, this is also good. Yes, good one. All sugar stocks actually. Balrampur Chini is also setting up nicely. This was your demand. This is your supply. Supply is being tested. So wait for some contraction. The candles are very big right now. So wait for some contraction. We'll see some up move. Accuracy Shipping. All right. So Accuracy Shipping, it has broken out. So we talked about this somewhere here, I think, if I remember correctly. So good one, I guess, if you bought it. But I don't really remember what we talked about this. I think we talked about this on this candle before the breakout. So strong structures paying up, right? Whenever you see that it's not falling on a down day, you should definitely, and it's at the high, right? It's not falling on a down day, and it's at the highs. You should always want to get into those stocks. So nothing in this right now, all right? If you're in this, then good, but nothing anymore. Rushil Decor, all right. So I entered Rushil Decor yesterday. So I entered this one yesterday. I think I discussed this in the live or my server. I don't really remember properly, but I entered here yesterday because this is what I talked about in the previous live as well. When you see a thing is going up into the previous highs and it's falling with the market and then immediately recovering back up, you should definitely start buying those. All right, just make sure it's not too far from your demand. So this one I have a small position right now. It is broken out, right? So yesterday was my entry. It's a nice 9% up already. So even if you're buying these small caps, the most important point is to wait for a down day on the market, right? Especially if you're expecting one. So suppose and I repeat this almost every single day, maybe twice or thrice in every live, right? When you're seeing that this thing is breaking this low after coming into demand, you automatically should expect this. All right. So your entry should be in areas like these, right, and not in areas like this. Maybe there can be an entry here as well and here as well, but especially not when things are going up like this. All right, or things are going up like this. You can definitely take an entry here because it's a change in the character. You see, it's trying to turn around and fall from here. But make sure that you're watching the small cap index before taking any small caps. All right. If you are able to time it properly, then you will catch something like this, an immediate breakout. I talked about CRM Silk as well. Where is that right now? Let's see. All right, CRM Silk is also up 4-5%. All right, 4%. So you always want to wait for these structures. Look at this very strong chart. All right, very liquid as well, I think. All right, Canara Bank. Canara Bank is good. Canara Bank, State Bank, all of these are good. The only problem is we'll wait for this supply to be tested. All right. Jindal Steel. Jindal Steel is good. We have talked about Jindal Steel. This is setting up really nicely. We might see some big up moves in Jindal Steel. You can definitely buy it. You can definitely start buying Jindal. Keep your SL below this low. All right, Sona Comms. Sona Comms again, nothing here. All right, there might have been an entry here. I would have definitely bought it here, and then I would have exited on this candle. So when it's far from the highs, don't do anything. Right? Again, it's very far from the highs. Don't do anything. And see, this area is what I mean when I say it's extended. Where is the demand? Demand is coming from here. If you're expecting a breakout here, then this is a bad trade. BLS International. Right, so BLS International, we have talked about this. This supply is tested. Again, it's dipping down, so wait for this range to form. It's playing out as expected. And don't remember when I talked about this, but yeah, good one. What happened to Renuka as well? Let's check it out. All right. Right, so let's check it out. See, Renuka Sugar is also looking really nice. Right here, keep an eye on this as well. This is about to break out. We've been tracking it since this price, which is 31. This is also setting up really nicely. So this is the time to buy some very strong stocks. All right, keep a close eye on all of them. All right, Pidilite Industries again. I think it's very far from its previous highs. Right, so nothing here for me. Nothing here. All right, Amran Fin for a swing trade on the 1 hour. First of all, I'm not able to really get any stock, which is let's see. Okay, the N is not there. All right. This is what is showing up, so I'm not really sure if this is a joke or something. Let's give it another try. Right, so what you have sent is not really showing up. AMRAN, right? AMRAN. Nothing. All right, Siemens. Let's check out Siemens. Siemens India, yes. Keep an eye on this. Very, very strong. I really like this stock. I talked about this somewhere here. Then there was a new high. Then we discussed here. Then there was a new high. Again, it's trying to go up. So I really like this stock. Made a lot of money in the past few months in this one. So all right, Avas. Avas is forming. Yes, Avas we have talked about is already in the current live. TDS multinational, right? So this is good, but I think it's quite illiquid, right? So stay away from this one. All right, Univastu. Univastu is again. It's this is good. This is good. These are the stocks you want to position yourself. All right, just make sure that you know that all of these are extended. All right, so just make sure that you're aware about that, so that you don't get surprised if suddenly you see a drop like that. All right. Unless the small cap, see what is the best time to buy extended structures when the small cap index is getting ready for a very big move. That is the best time to buy extended structures. All right, not when the small cap index is dipping down into some demand. I mean, not when the small cap index is going up like this already. Not here, but after a dip, when we're getting ready again, that is the best time to buy these structures. So now maybe the best time to buy this kind of a contraction based structure. All right. All right, Sambandhan Mills again, good one, good chart. I like this one. Very liquid though. National Aluminium, all right. National Aluminium. See, the point is it's not dipping down, so it's still good. We've been talking about National Aluminium from here. So if you miss this, um, from we have been talking about National Aluminium in this dip itself, right? So that this was the best time to buy National Aluminium because it was the strongest metal stock. So this is what following the sectors can help you do. You can spot these structures very early before the move itself. All right, because this and Vedanta were the strongest metal stocks along with Hindalco. All right, Arman Fin. All right, cool. Nothing here. Nothing here. This supply is very, very strong. All right, nothing here. Adani Power. Adani Power is good. It's breaking out again. All right, cool. So yeah, this is setting up really nicely on the weekly as well. So you can buy it for an investment. All Adani stocks are good, except Adani Ports, because that will move slowly. All right. Again, nothing here. Very, very far from the previous high. Nothing here. See, don't look at these structures. All right. Look at structures which are sideways. All right. Intense Technologies. Again, nothing here. It's very far from this gap right here. I don't like it. All right. So I would have to ignore this. The base is very wide here. All right. So I do not really like this. IDFC. IDFC is still good. We've talked about it multiple times. This is one of the strongest FNO stocks. Still good. If you're buying, keep your stop below this low. Wait for this supply to be tested if you want to catch the momentum. The market will be stable by then. Map my India. Nothing here. Again, nothing here. Guys, select sideways basis. This is down. I mean, it's trying to get sideways. But again, there's a lot of development left. Borosil Renewables. Borosil Renewables, again, we're waiting for this supply to be tested. Let's see what happens here. Then we'll take a call. Tata Power is the same thing. Tata Power, IRCTC, all right. So the big names, big runners, right? So Tata Power is much stronger, all right. Even though we want to see the supply get tested once, then we'll see some move, all right. So if you're already in, keep your stop below this low. Basically, the low of the fall, the last fall. IRCTC, we have talked about it. You can go back and you can watch it. I'll take some new stocks. Stocks which are very far from the high, you'll always get a no from me. All right. And you'll always get a yes from me for stocks like this. Look at this. I'll buy this all day, every day. All right. Look at this contraction right here. This is these kind of structures are really good. All right. So stocks which are far from the highs, um, I will always say a no to them. Maruti is bullish. Maruti, we have talked about it. There is a demand zone here. The problem with Maruti is there is supply here as well, but Maruti is outperforming the market. So let's see. We want to wait for some sideways action here. Maruti is good, right? Can gap act as support or resistance? Support or resistance is a very weak concept. All right, work with bases, work with sideways ranges, and gaps cannot act as anything. So don't even go into trading gaps or all that stuff. All right, because gap fill is, I mean, I don't really believe that it's actually uh, there's some logical backing to it. All right, gap fill. So follow the basis. A lot of gaps are there which are never filled. So no one can give a logic for that. So if you cannot give a logic for gaps not getting filled, then how can you give a logic for gaps getting filled? All right. So ignore gaps. Just follow the basis. All right. Gold DM International. Yes, this is one of the strongest stocks. We are waiting for it to stabilize around this supply. This is the only problem. It goes up and it comes down, goes up, comes down. So wait for some sideways action here. But this is very strong. See something like this. These were the times to trade in the market. This was free money in 2021. So wait for that phase to return. This phase will return when the small cap index sets up properly. All right. Till then, focus on some sectoral indices. All right. So guys, make sure you like the video, and with respect to the index, don't really do anything right now. This will remain sideways. Nifty, I was talking about this up move, so that is playing out. Hopefully, you exited your short as well, but I won't participate here. All right, because there's a ton of supply here, which I want to see getting taken out. So let's see what happens. I do not expect this thing to break today, but definitely the long was expected, so it's going. Right, on the higher charts, the index is mostly bullish. All right, nothing wrong with the index. It's just very range bound. The weekly charts are also good, so nothing to worry about. There is no structural breakdown in the market, in the index. In some stocks, obviously, there's a lot of damage. All right, right. So that is it for today, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Actually, I won't be available tomorrow or on Friday. All right, so no lives for tomorrow or Friday. I'll see you guys straight on Monday. So have a good weekend, I guess. All right.